Hello, fifth graders, and welcome to another day of this fantastic angle at which you get to see Mr. Austin from the chin up. Amazing, isn't it? All right. Well, today, my friends, I have something for you. I have some news. We are moving on to our second module in mathematics. Can you believe it? We are already on module 2. I know that I can't. This year is just flying by. Anyway, so let me give you a little bit of some insight into what your teachers are doing. So here's something that we learn in teacher school, and it's the importance of taking some data or data beforehand, or gathering some information beforehand, so that we know what to teach, we know where you are, and we know where to go. So today you are going to, if we look at our mastery objective, it says, I can create usable data for my teachers to evaluate by taking a pre-assessment. So you are helping us out today by taking that pre-assessment over on Edulastic, and your teacher will have already assigned it to you over in Edulastic. But before you go and take that, I want to go over some vocabulary that you're going to see in that assessment, as well as review division strategies, okay? Because there are going to be some questions regarding division. In this unit, we're really looking at multiplying and dividing decimal numbers. So that's going to play a big role in this. If you can hear some scratching and chewing, Lola has a bone about the size of my foot, and she is just like your weird cousin at a Renaissance festival with a turkey leg. Just so if you hear that, that's what that is. Anyway, let's go over that vocabulary, and I'm actually going to type this because we all know that my handwriting is atrocious. No, I want a text box, but I want the text box over here. Oh my goodness. Oh, there we go. All right. So the first word that you're going to see, and friends, write this down in your notebook, because if you write it down in your notebook, you can look at it while you're taking the quiz. First word that you're going to see is the word compute. Hello? Compute. Okay? When I look at that, I think, wow, that's one letter away from being the word computer. If I know what computer is, I wonder if I can know what the word compute means. Yes, I totally can. A computer does all the thinking for us, right? It solves things. It runs data. So it's doing the thinking for us. So the word compute really means to solve or figure out. Okay, so when you see that word compute, think about a computer and thinking about solving. Okay, compute. Go through the steps to get an answer. Okay, teacher, after each of these words, feel free to pause the video so that students have time to write this down. Students, get it written down. Today's math lesson brought to you by La Croix. I'm drinking Mure Pepino, which is blackberry cucumber. Very refreshing. Anyway, second word that you're going to see is quotient. Quotient, which is a word that we have used before and that we have talked about before, but that is simply the answer to a division problem. Okay? A quotient is the answer to a division problem. Okay, next you're going to see the word estimate, also pronounced estimate, but in the form that you're going to see it in the assessment, it is estimate. It's going to ask you to evaluate somebody's estimate. So somebody's estimate is their guess, okay, or a guess. Okay, if I were to estimate how much money I owe in student loans, it'd be a very big number. If you were to estimate the amount of time that it's going to take you to take this quiz, it's not going to be a very high number because it's only 7 questions. Okay, so an estimate is a guess. A guess. Next, you're going to see the word remainder. Okay, and a remainder is a division word. Okay, and in Unit 1, in Module 1, when we had remainders, what we did, remember, is we broke them up into their next smallest place value and moved them over and regrouped. In this setting today, you're going to have a question that leaves you with a remainder. So a remainder is what is left after you have divided a number that, can I bold this? Cannot be divided evenly. Okay, so like if I had 13 divided by 4, well, I know that 4 goes into 13 3 times because 4 times 3 is 12. I would have a remainder of 1. 1 technically can be divided by 3, but then you get a fraction of 1/3. So for today's purposes, you'd have a remainder of 1. Okay. And our last word is a fun one, and it is the word fair. Okay, you're going to read a story problem where people go to a fair. A fair is a carnival. Okay, a carnival. In Kansas, we have the Kansas State Fair. I don't know how popular that is or how popular county fairs are in Kansas City, but where I'm from, ooh boy, is the county fair a big deal. You take your pigs, you take your cows, you take your horses, you take your baking, you take all the projects that you've been working on all year long, and you go and they're judged, and then you get ribbons for how good they are. And then usually there's like fried food and petting zoos and amusement rides, and it's a lot of fun. So that's what a fair is, in case you've never heard that word. Okay? All right. So, teacher, again, if you want to pause that video for students to get these written down, now would be a great time to get them all written down. Okay? And you can also see our objective there while you're writing those down. Okay. Now let's go over some division strategies, okay? Because like I said, a lot of this is going to be dividing. So I know that we're really comfortable with 2 strategies here in 5th grade at Hazel Grove. One of them being the standard algorithm and one of them being place value, like I have shown you. So let's look at that example of 13 divided by 3 or 13 divided by 4, like I used earlier. Wow, it would really help if Mr. Austin could write neatly. I'm actually going to write it in black. Nope, still can't write neatly. 13 divided by 4. Okay. First, let's look at it in a place value chart. Okay, so I'm going to draw my place value chart. Okay, here's my decimal, tens, ones, tenths, hundreds. I doubt we need thousands. Oh, gosh, I said thousands and I wrote thousands. Whoops. Okay, if I put this number into a place value chart, I know that I have 110 and 3 ones. So I would make 110 and 3 ones. Okay, and when I see this, it's telling me that this expression is telling me that I have 13 and I want to put them into groups of 4. Okay, so I'm going to start with my largest sum, or with my largest number. I don't have 4 of these that I can use. So what do? I break it apart, move it over. 110 is the same thing as 10 ones. So I'm going to make 10 ones here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I can find groups of 4. Well, here is a group of 4. Here is a group of 4. Here is a group of 4. And I have 1 left over. Today, we're not going to worry about breaking them up into tenths and hundredths because, fun fact, you're going to get 3 repeating because we'll learn about that in the spring. But anyway, so that means that we have 3 with a remainder of 1. Okay, 3 with a remainder of 1. Now, let's look at that in standard algorithm. Okay, remember Mr. Austin said standard algorithm basically just looks like the corner of a place value chart, right? We're doing the same thing. Can I divide 1 into 4 parts? Nope. So I got to look at it as 13, which is the same thing as saying 10 plus 3, right? So let's look at this as 13. Can 4 go into 13? Yes, it totally can. It can go into it 3 times because we know that 4 times 3 equals 12. So I'm going to be taking 12 out of this 13, and I'm left with 1. So then I get the answer of 3, remainder 1. Okay, so that's just a review on your division strategies because you will be asked to divide. Lola. She took that bone, hopped up on the couch, and started hitting her sister with it. Rude. It's okay, sweetheart. Anyway, you will be seeing division on your test today, your pre-assessment. And yeah, my advice to you, just do your best, my friends. This is not something that is graded that goes on your report card. Rather, it tells me what you know. So if you know nothing about this, which I doubt you know nothing, then I need to know that so I know where to start, right? If you know everything about this, then I need to know that so I know where to start for you too. Okay? Do your best, even when things get hard. Remember, go and be brilliant. You can do it. I believe in you. Have faith in yourself, and you will be great. Let's take one last look at that objective. Oh my gosh, what happened? Okay, there we go. One last look at that objective. I can create usable data for my teachers to evaluate by taking a pre-assessment. I believe in you. Go and be brilliant, and I will see you tomorrow.